Hey Sagittarius, welcome back to Intuitive Dreams 1111. I hope you are doing well. This is going to be your reading for the full moon in Scorpio. This is actually the day after the actual full moon that I am recording this. Keep in mind that the energy of the full moon, even though the full moon was yesterday, it still is potent 3 days after the full moon, just like it starts 3 days before the full moon. So I went out of town, and so I couldn't do you and Leo before I left, and it wouldn't have worked in the hotel. If anybody knows Wi-Fi and trying to upload with YouTube, it's horrible. A 10-minute video can take literally up to 3 hours. It's ridiculous. So I decided to just kind of hold off. I am doing two quick mini oracle readings extra for both you and Leo because I didn't get to you before I left, and I just uploaded this morning's yours, Sagittarius, so you can check that out. And I will be doing another one because I'm going to do a mini oracle reading for all the signs, but you and Leo will get 2 of them. All right, so let's get into this. Your reading was really interesting to me. I am curious about who I'm reading for. Some of it feels maybe a little specific, but it could be, general to other people as well. I don't know. You tell me. So keep in mind that energies can be reversed. So other parties in here that come out, it could be, reversed. Okay, just keep that in mind. Take what resonates and leave out what doesn't. All right, so for you, the 3 tokens that came out, one was for career, and you received the rocket. If you can see that. Okay, so the rocket is dreaming out of this world. It could be love for astrology or astronomy. Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be astrology or astronomy, but there is something that you're doing in your career that is really taking off right now, because the next token that came out on finance. This one was the speech bubble. See the they're like the little speech bubbles, the little quotes. Sometimes you'll see them like on the old school texting. It'll be in like the little bubble. And then for love, you ended up with the Gemini sign. Okay, so you could have some strong Gemini in your chart. You could very well be dealing with a Gemini. Doesn't have to be, but it is the strong energy. I do feel personally that you have some strong Gemini in your chart. Okay, doesn't have to be, but I do. I feel like there's some strong Gemini, because the Gemini is, I think, right, the thinker, and then the speech bubble is, rumors. It's talk of the town. Could be gossip. It could be fame. So this is why I feel possibly, 1 or 2 of you maybe is into astrology or astronomy or somewhere along those lines. Okay, it could be another reader. I don't know. Only you will know. It does not have to be. Could be very something very different than that. But whatever it is, it's taking off. So let's get into the details. Let's start off with the career. So when I clarified the career, you ended up with the Death card, the Knight of Cups, and the King of Swords. Scorpio energy. So you might have some Scorpio in your chart. Doesn't have to be, it's just the strong energy. I feel that with the career that you started doing, something needed to transform itself. Okay, it wasn't, because when I clarified the Death, I was like, okay, what's going on with this death? What does this mean with the transformation? The rebirth, ending a cycle, beginning anew. the change, right? And you ended up with the Page of Pentacles in reverse, and then you ended up with the Empress. So whatever you're doing for your career, something wasn't working. It was leaving you in like a stuck holding pattern, so to speak. And you realized with the King of Swords, okay, this guy is, you know, he speaks truth, but he's also the man with the plan, right? He lays out the plan. He thinks of a plan, lays it out, is determined, and will stick to it. So I feel that something that you started doing for your career wasn't really taken off. It was kind of slow. So you knew that there was something you needed to change, right? You needed to change up. Now, the Gemini energy, this is why I say this, the Gemini energy can be flexible. It is also unpredictable. So I feel that you're doing something new that's kind of out of this world, that's taking off, right? You are doing something that's creating a change in the plan. And keeping people guessing, I guess, is kind of where I'm going with this. So you ended up really putting your heart into changing something up. You knew something needed to be done differently. When I clarified the Knight of Cups, you ended up with the Eight of Wands and the Emperor, okay? So you ended up getting an idea, right? There was some sort of change. Your creativity started to kick in. With the Emperor, it's creating you to be successful. You are in control. You are now even probably becoming your own boss, right? So I feel you're doing something independently. Could very well be online, doesn't have to be, but whatever it is, it's taking off. It is, it's starting to become more out of this world with the changes you're making, so people are noticing it. With the Empress, she is the most productive card in the deck. So you see all these flowers under her dress or skirt. So I almost feel like these were all like ideas and changes you were making that you were keeping hidden underneath, right? You weren't telling anybody about what it was you were doing, the changes you were making. You came up with the creative ideas. You were sitting there thinking and being creative to make changes in what you were doing. Whatever you were doing took off. It is now starting to be productive. And like I said, the man with the plan is working. You're making changes. You're keeping people guessing. You're being unpredictable. So you're coming out of your shell. You are so creative in what you're doing. And if it's astrology and you're a reader, whatever you're doing is working. Trust me, because with the gossip, talk of the town, the fame, when I clarified that, I ended up with the Five of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Page of Swords. So people are watching what you're doing, okay? So whatever you're doing, I feel people can see it. It's out in the open. They see the change. They're talking about it. With the Five of Wands, it's almost like an envious, okay? I don't want to say just jealous, because it could be like a little healthy jealous. They're looking at Sagittarius and they're saying, whoa, whatever Sagittarius is doing, it is showing. The stability with the Four of Wands, two people celebrating on top of this big, beautiful mansion house with the trees. I mean, it's opportunity, it's stability. Your finances are becoming so stable right now because of what you're doing with your career. You're not telling people what you're doing. Like, you're thinking of these ideas and then you're launching them is what you're doing. And it's throwing people off. So they're watching and they're like, they're actually trying to learn from you, right? They're paying attention and they're like, how does Sagittarius do this? Like, how do they come up with these ideas and then bam, launch them, throw them out? Finances are taking off because the stability, I mean, you're able to compound your money, and now people are like very envious. And so the reason I know it's a healthy, jealous, envious is because I clarified. I wanted to make sure, because, you know, the Five of Wands can be about, you know, a nasty jealousy. It can also be fighting, competition, what else am I trying to say? Conflicts, a lot of tension, and it can cause fears, all kinds of things like that. But I wanted to verify it just to make sure. You ended up with the Sun and the Strength. Okay, so they see that what you're doing is making you really happy, right? It's joyful. You are coming out into the light. You're coming out into the sun. See how she's got that little mask on her and she's peeking out? That's you. That's you peeking out, not showing everybody everything about you, right? But you're happy because you're making changes, your finances are growing, and they see this. They see you starting to come out behind that mask, and you're showing joy. You're happy. You're delightful, and it's bringing people towards you. It's a strong light that people are being drawn to. You are showing the courage and strength of overcoming something that wasn't working. Now you're being innovative, right? You're starting to kick in, and people see this. They're like, how is Sagittarius doing this? How are they coming out with these new ideas that people love, people are drawn to? It's awesome. I don't know what it is you're doing. It could be different for everybody, but it's working. Keep doing what you're doing. That's what Spirit says. Because between the Empress and the Emperor, that's masculine and feminine energy. That is busy, productive, being a boss, you know, having the goals, setting the plan, pushing it through. You are kicking ass. Keep going. I love it. Okay. So that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Love it. Now, let's get over to the love. This is where it gets a little interesting for you. So you are kicking ass in your career and finances, and people are, like I said, they're talking about you. They're like, what is Sagittarius doing? What are they up to? In the love department, you ended up with the King of Cups, the Moon, and the Nine of Cups. Okay. So you're emotionally held back, and I clarified that, and you ended up with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so you're being in control of your emotions. You're not showing them for the love department. Okay, you are blossoming with your career and your finance. But right now in the love department, you are reserved. You are held back. Okay, you are behind this gate with all those locks, and you're holding your emotions in, all right? But with the Moon, you kind of have a little secret, okay? You're kind of hiding something in the Moon. There is something with the Nine of Cups, okay? That is your wish fulfillment, okay? You see all those cups? She's holding all of those cups, and it's a secret. You're hiding it, right? Just like you're hiding your emotions. And so I'm like, all right, well, what's going on? What's going on with Sagittarius here? I said, I clarified the Nine of Cups. I'm like, so what's this wish fulfillment? What is this? So you ended up with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so the Three of Pentacles is about building a solid foundation with somebody, okay, in the romantic part of your life, okay? There's somebody that you want, you know, you want it to be rock solid with somebody, all right? Clarifying further, you had the Three of Cups. So there's somebody you're familiar with, possibly a friend, okay, that you would like to come together with. That's kind of what's being hidden in the moon. So there's a friend that you know of, all right, you'd like to come together with. However, with the Eight of Wands on the side, there is no movement. There really is no communication, right? And if there is, there's very little because it's on the side, okay? So it's, you know, it's in the moon. You know, you're not really opening up. You're keeping your emotions to yourself, and there's not, like I said, you're not really pushing towards this person. So I wanted to clarify. Tell me about this Three of Cups. So we ended up with the Hanged Man and the Knight of Pentacles. So it's almost like you're looking at this person, this friend that you're familiar with, and you're trying to get a different perspective on the situation, you know. And as you can see on this Hanged Man, she's hanging upside down from a zipper, and the zipper is starting to unzip a little bit. So it's like you're kind of, you know, starting to want to come out of kind of a pause, right? It's like you put a pause on your love life because you were focusing on the career and finance. So love wasn't your top priority. However, now that this is taking off, you're feeling more comfortable, your money's compounding, you're starting to think about love now. You're like, okay, I think I want to introduce a relationship in my life, all right? Because you had it on pause, and there is somebody you know, and it's somebody you'd like to come together and start a foundation and slowly build, right? You want to build, but you want it to go slow, steady. You want to do the right thing. You don't want to make any fast decisions that is going to send you spiraling, right? Because as we all know, if we end up in a bad relationship that is not for us, it's a karmic, we're fighting, they do something wrong, they cheat on us, you know, whatever it may be, it can affect our life. It can affect our career and our finances. We might get a little depressed, right? So it's a place we don't want to go because we are doing so well with our career and finance. Totally get it. Totally get it. So I said, okay, tell me about this moon. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause you so I can get a quick drink. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm back. I am so sorry about that. I didn't want to sit there and waste time with me drinking. So I clarified the moon. This is where we're, you know, kind of hiding our feelings, a little secret about, you know, who our wish fulfillment is, and somebody we'd like to build with, get that foundation with, and kind of start slowly to see if you can go somewhere. When I clarified the moon, you ended up with Three of Swords and the Two of Swords, along with the King of Wands. Okay. So you're a little worried about, you know, being hurt or being betrayed by somebody, right? You're doing well. So you don't want somebody to come into your life that's going to mess up what you've worked so hard for. I mean, let's not forget, whatever you were doing with your career wasn't successful in the beginning, but now you're being innovative. Things are kicking off, and now you're worried about somebody coming in and, you know, hurting you, betraying you, because when I clarified the Three of Swords, you end up with the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is the person that is, they're all about abundance. Clearly you are, right? You have an abundant life going on, except in the love department. And you're worried because you're all about abundance and security, you're also a loyal provider. So you're very generous, right? You want to make sure somebody doesn't come in and ruin what you've worked so hard for. And I totally understand that, you know, especially if you're somebody that's in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, even 60s, you know, you're pretty much established, right? You've got things together. You don't want somebody to come in and turn your world upside down and then everything fall apart on you. So I totally get it. So you're sitting here in the the Two of Swords. Okay, so you're caught up in your head in a decision of, you know, do I move my passion in, you know, am I, you know, my King of Wands? You see how he's on fire and he's, you know, beating to that drum? You're kind of like, gosh, do I go ahead and start being more passionate in my life? You know, you're nervous, you're up in your head, and I get it. That's Gemini, you think, right? I do think you have some strong Gemini in your chart, or just Gemini placement somewhere, or you could even be dealing with one. But you're in such deep thought and you really want, you're on fire, like you're because you're happy, and now you're like, I want love in my life, I want passion, you know, you're ready to come home to somebody that what you want is, you want that happy work life with your career and your finances, and now you want to come home and have that happy life. I'm talking to a Sagittarius that wants all of it. I don't blame you, not one bit. I don't blame you one bit, because I'd be the same way. I'm like you. I don't have that solid love in my life, right? I want to make sure whoever comes in is not going to be somebody who's going to hurt me and betray me and screw me over, right? And take me for what I have. I get you. I wouldn't either. So you're contemplating this. I get it. Confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. So I wanted to know more about the King of Wands, your passion. I wanted to know who's your passion moving towards? Because like I said, you have a friend over here that you've got an eye on. Wasn't going anywhere, but you're looking at him, you know, you're starting to see this person maybe in a different light. You want to know what's going on with them. Well, what came out was a Queen of Wands. Okay, so that's a matching pair. This is two people. So the Queen of Wands, okay, she puts love, passion, and flair into the relationship. And the King of Wands is bold, direct, generous, and generous with, you know, their resources and their time. And she's, you know, like I said, she's very passionate. She brings flair into the situation, which, you know, you're all about work. You want some passion and flair. This is your match. So I wanted to know, well, how does this Queen of Wands feel about Sagittarius? Because you're thinking about this Queen of Wands, somebody who's fiery, attractive, and passionate, and just a loving being. You know, she's holding the sunflower, right? So I wanted to know, how does the Queen of Wands, because clearly you know this person, how does this Queen of Wands feel about Sagittarius? We ended up with the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Wands. See how she's got the gears on her dress, and then she's got the heart in the middle of that one gear up on, you know, where your heart's supposed to be. She feels you are a soulmate to her. She wants to aim her passion back at you. She would like to take action towards you. Now, I don't know if you know this, but you know now. Or if you're a cross watcher and you were trying to keep this under wraps, well, we're not. We're bringing this out. You feel like this person is a soulmate. You feel like this is the person that, you know, moves those gears, right? Makes you feel energetic and energized all over. and almost like you can jump through a ring of fire, right? This person almost brings out your passion, or I'm sorry, Sagittarius, you bring out their passion is how this is. Okay, so they feel the same way. And I'm like, so what happened between you two, right? Because if you're thinking about coming back, but you're scared of getting hurt because of what you built. So I was like, well, if you know this person, then what happened, right? Because clearly this person didn't hurt you. You're just worried about being hurt, right? So at some point, you two just kind of drifted off with the Eight of Cups and the Two of Wands. Excuse me. You two at some point on your timeline, you just drifted apart. You both just took two different paths, right? You took your path doing your career. I didn't get into what your person was doing. I didn't, they took a different path, and obviously they're a passionate person as well. I didn't get into the details, but I will say that it was just you two drifted apart, right? And around the full moon, this is another thing I received a download about. During the full moons, because as you can see, this is two separate paths, so you two kind of went off and did your own thing. Almost like, think of it as like when you're in high school and after you graduate, sometimes you lose track of your friends because they, go off to different colleges. And then, sometimes they're in a college that's in a completely different state. And then they end up liking that state that they went to college in, and they live there, they move there. But it's almost like you two never stopped thinking about each other, even though you two never ended up together. So it's like during the full moons, I feel like you two think about each other. And if you're soulmates, I think the moon is the pulling gravity, right? It's the feminine energy that pulls people in. And I feel like it's pulling you both in every time we have a full moon. You start thinking about each other, which is beautiful. So it's now, are you two gonna, are you gonna make a move or not? If the opportunity is there to do it. So let's pull a moonology card for you. Overall, beautiful reading. It's just, thank you, Spirit. It is a beautiful reading. I like this. We just need to get your love in check, right? You've got somebody in mind. I think you just need to stop worrying about being hurt. Reach out, reach out to them. Start slow, because that's what you want to do. You want to build something slowly, and that's the best way to do it, especially if you have so much to lose. Never go fast with anybody. And if anybody says that, moving fast is better when you're older or even when you're younger, no, that's not necessarily true. That might be 1% of people that actually it turns out successful. Sometimes moving too fast, you don't know everything about that person. They might be more money driven. They might be, cheaters. It's take the time to get to know them. Take the steps to talk to them. Ask questions. Get to know each other. Slowly introduce them into your life. Let me get off my soapbox now. All right, what else do we have here for Sagittarius? Please, full moon in Scorpio. I want you to get love because, man, your career, people are talking about you. I love this. I swear I might be talking about another reader. I think it's awesome. And you are just busting out with your creativity, and you're throwing everybody for a loop. And they're like, how does Sagittarius do this? Well, it's because Sagittarius knows what's up. All right, what do we have? Whoops. All right, that's all right. I'll pick it up later. What do we have, please, for Sagittarius? All right, what do we have for Sagittarius? Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. That's you, baby. That's you. okay? You need to look at the bigger picture, right? Your career and your finances are rocking. It's time to start looking at the love. It's time to come out of the fear of being hurt. As long as you go slow and get to know somebody, right? Look at the bigger picture here. There's more to life than just work and finances. Don't get me wrong, it's good. But you need to start looking at your love life, because that's what's that's really what you're thinking about yourself right now. And if you don't think you are, I'm telling you, you are. Okay, so let's pull a Sacred Symbols Oracle and see what comes out here. All right, what do we have, please? Sagittarius, full moon in Scorpio. What do we have? Okay. Veiled, number 38. That's 11. 11 is a divine number. So if you two are soulmates, when you think of 11, it's, the one and the one. So it's two people. And also if you see 11, 11, but right now, 11, veiled. So not all is revealed yet, okay? Looking at the bigger picture here. So that's why it's better for you to go slow, start off with slow communication, and start to slowly build that solid foundation and see how it goes. Okay, because, you might need to, I'm hearing, it's like you're veiling yourself, right? Thinking you're automatically going to get hurt. So you have to remember, if you're already thinking you're going to get hurt before you even start to reach out to this person, to talk to them and slowly introduce them into your life, whether you know it or not, you are manifesting heartbreak. You're manifesting it. You're manifesting this person to stay away from you, and you're manifesting other karmics to come into your life to teach you a lesson, to hurt you. So you have to be very mindful of blinding yourself and veiling yourself, right? There's more that you're not seeing here, and that's why Spirit's saying, look at the bigger picture. Take your time, reach out, talk, see where it goes, okay? So this is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this was helpful. Like I said, you are kicking ass in whatever you're doing in the career part with the finances. I love it. I just want you to get your love going now, because that's really what you're thinking about. Okay? Much love and light. I will talk to you soon.